right, there we go. We made it work. Uh, I realize, like last time, that I did this. That my knowledge of Facebook Live is kind of sketchy. So getting here and getting set up uh, has been yeah. I'm, I'm good at lots of technology, still learning this one, but just wanted to check in here this afternoon for anybody who was able to jump on in and say hello or watch this later. Just wanted to catch up and say hey to you all. It's been a little while since I've done one of these. And it's been a little while since I've been around. Today is my first day back in the office after 2 weeks of vacation time that didn't get used over the summer. So I took a little time here mid-October to be away a little bit. Spent a few days in all of it at Iwalu, and so had some really fun experiences hanging out in the wilderness at camp, both a night by myself and then with the rest of the family. So that was all very lovely, and so now here we are, and back in the office and back full steam ahead. Right, that was the hope in being away for a couple weeks in the middle of October, is to just kind of recharge and get all that energy for everything that lies ahead of us. Friends, we are in that back stretch of the fall already. We're working on November newsletter and thinking about things like Advent and Christmas even. Which it's just amazing how time can fly and we can already be in that space. One of the things that I've been thinking about, and some pastoral words perhaps that I'm able to bring to you today, is I was thinking about how it really is the end of October. And how we've been at this pandemic thing for quite some time now. Um, and also trying to think a little bit about the weirdness of time, and how in some ways it still feels like it's March for most of us, and in other ways it feels like we've been doing this pandemic thing for an entire decade. As we march toward the end of the year, I feel like a lot of our hearts are getting kind of excited that we see an end date to 2020, right? And that we can put this year to bed. However, 2021, hopefully as a year will be better than 2020, but maybe the sobering thought is that I'm not sure the switchover of the year is a magic switch or anything, but by the time we get to the end of this year, we will have been learning a lot about ourselves and about our communities and about one another during this time. And so, on the positive side of things, dear ones, it continues to be a blessing to watch the way that this congregation continues to be community with one another, the ways that we have been able to continue worshiping together and doing it in beautiful and creative ways, and ways that have been able to help us sustain our lives of prayer and praise, which above all else in our spiritual lives, that work of prayer and praise is really at its core, and what it means to be people of faith, is being able to praise the Creator, and then to know our belovedness, and then bring that belovedness out into the world and help others know that they are beloved and cared for as well. So those are the crucial things, and so maybe you're at a place in pandemic where life is not back to normal, but your schedule is back to normal, and so somehow life is completely different, but you're still running around like nutso. Um, Maybe you're just feeling tired of all of this, and I'm with you on that one. If you're feeling tired of pandemic, tired of isolation, tired of uh, the way that everything is different, and tired of not being able to go the places you want to go and do the places you want to do and see the people that you want to see. I feel those feelings with you of being tired. We've hit that weird point where the weather's turning. We're all headed back indoors, and maybe you're feeling a little lonely right now, and that's part of this game too. It is tough out there, and so I try and think about the place of this congregation, and the place of our faith in the midst of all of that. And maybe the most pastoral thing I can say to you today is that God meets you where you are, and this community of faith continues to love you, where you are. I wish that I could tell you that that faith is going to be the silver bullet, and that if you just prayed enough or said the right prayer, that any feelings of distance or loneliness would just evaporate. I wish I could tell you that there's a magic bullet here in our congregational ministries, that if only we ran this program, or we did this activity, or if only we had this one thing that we did as a congregation, then everybody would feel feel like the world was all better. Um, I can't promise that. I don't think there's a magic bullet. I don't think there is one magic moment where life is going to go from feeling weird in pandemic to feeling normal and great um, in the blink of an eye, and that's okay. Um, what I'm here to tell you and assure you is that uh, you can be deeply faithful and still feel out of sorts. Or you can show up to all of the online worship and online Bible studies and book clubs, and you could participate in every activity that we're running right now around the congregation, and you could still feel lonely, and that's okay. I could tell you that uh, you can have all hope uh, in God's love and vision for the future, and still have nights where you feel hopeless or despairing. I can tell you that I mean, we're heading into a kind of a doozy of a week next week, right? And there's a lot of anxiety about our nation and our world, and a lot of uncertainty. And so you can have all hope in God's unfailing promises, and you could read your Bible and have lots of really wonderful verses memorized, and sing hymns as loud as you can from your living room during church on Sundays, and still feel worried and uncertain about what tomorrow is going to bring. You can feel all of these things. You can feel all of them. Um, and the beauty of being people of faith, what we talked about this morning at Bible study when we were talking about the Beatitudes, is that there is a promise. And so Sunday we're going to hear Jesus say, blessed are you, blessed are you who are mourning, blessed are you who are poor in spirit, blessed are those who are meek, blessed are those who are seeking peace. Um, in whatever place you are, wherever you are, there is this promise that this will not last forever, that there will be a far side to this. And dear ones, you don't have to be all happy peppy with that promise right now, um, but you can be sustained by knowing that the promise is out there. I think that's my word for you all today. I am in an upswing right now. I, have had the rest and the space to think and to pray and to kind of come back full force now for the next months of ministry together. And by all means, you need to do the things that recharge your spirit as well. But know that it's okay. It's okay if you're doing all the right things and you're still struggling. Know that that's okay. Know that God is still with you. Know that we love you and care about you. If there are ways that we as a congregation or us as church leadership can help, please do reach out, or reach out on behalf of someone else if there are things that would be helpful. But also know that that you don't have to do more or be more. Um, you need to be exactly where you are in this time, and doing the things that bring you hope. Um, and also just knowing that God's presence is with you, and you don't have to have it all figured out, and every day doesn't have to feel great, because it's a weird time, and we're learning how to be ourselves in this strange time, and this is new for all of us. Um, so we're 6 months in, and so it's old news and new news all at the same time. But I just wanted to be able to come to you today and give you that reminder that you're doing all right. You're doing all right. And you don't have to feel great about the state of the world to still be doing all right. And if you are feeling great about the state of the world, that's awesome. And we need your voice too. We need your hope and your optimism and your joy to fill in the gaps as well. So this is how we care for each other. Just a couple things before I close here, just to kind of look ahead to and to remind you of this Sunday. The plan is still to open up the sanctuary for one service for those who really desire to attend an indoor in person worship experience. So this is our kind of test Sunday for that, and we hope that we will be able to continue offering that in addition to all the rest of our worship options, right? So if you are an online worship lover, by all means, stick with that. We love that. We are glad to be able to continue that, and we will be continuing that and putting our energy into making sure that that experience continues to be a good one and a meaningful one that you can access wherever and whenever. Same goes with evening prayer and our monthly healing services. But also, we are opening the sanctuary doors this weekend. So some reminders if you are interested in that opportunity. One is that in order to kind of make sure that we have space, there is an upper limit to how many people we can put in the sanctuary. And because of that, we are asking folks to sign up or pre-register for Sunday worship. So two ways to do that. One would be to go to the church website. And under the worship heading, there's a worship registration tab where you can fill in your info, or you can call the church office and we can fill that out for you as well. But we would like to know. And then just so you remember, so you know what to expect if you come on Sunday, we're asking that folks come in by the side narthex doors, so either by the courtyard or off the corner. And then when you come in, you'll be met by a worship ambassador who'll check you in, do a quick temperature check. Where did I put it? I already put away one of the thermometers, but it's one of those fancy, hold it up to your forehead thermometers. Takes just a couple seconds, and so we'll check you in that way. We do ask that you wash your hands and use hand sanitizer as frequently as you are able to in the space, and please do wear a mask. That helps keep us all safe as we gather for worship. This Sunday, our 9 o'clock service is for everybody, whether online or in person. Our Sunday late service this week will be pushed to 10:15, hopefully outdoors, but maybe indoors. But that service will be where we give thanks for and bless our candidates for affirmation of baptism, or formerly known as confirmation. Um, just because we are a little worried about weather and numbers and whether we might have to move that service inside, we are asking that as much as possible we keep that 10:15 service this week for those who are a part of that service, and then we'll fill you in on the next weeks and whether we are able with the weather to keep on, how long we are able to keep on holding outdoor worship. So stay tuned on that. And then the only other thing, we are about to cross into November here, and if you haven't yet made some strips to add to our linked paper chain, November you have continue to have opportunities to do that. And November. The theme or the challenge for those strips is things that you are thankful for. And so invite you throughout November to think about things in your own life for which you are grateful, things in our congregational life for which you are grateful, and kind of honoring the spirit of the Thanksgiving holiday that'll come at the end of that month. We're trying to kind of keep adding to our paper chain, but this month especially trying to add our Thanksgivings to that. So that is your invitation and the continued invitation to help us keep creating this piece of art in our sanctuary that continues to help remind us that we are linked together even when we are separated by distance or weather or pandemic or whatever. So that is your invitation there. Dear ones, I want to say a huge thank you here to the rest of your FLC staff and to Steve Jacobson and our council and church leadership, everybody who really came together for these last 2 weeks to keep our ministries going and going strong. It's nice to be able to be away with the confidence that that good people are and trusted people are continuing the work. And so I am super, super grateful for all of them. And I'm also now really glad to be back and join them because as it turns out, I missed you all, and I am pleased to be back among you, and yeah, ready to enter a new month and the rest of the end of this year and all the new things that are ahead of us. So there's some really good stuff ahead of us as a congregation, and I'm excited to be able to share it with you. So um, that's what I know today. Dear ones, I hope that you are able in big or small ways to keep finding moments of joy and gratitude with everything else that's going on in the world. Know that we love you. Know that we continue to pray for all of you. Know that we are here for you and we mean it. So, as I said, reach out on behalf of yourself or someone else if there are things that we can do to be helpful. Otherwise, my hope for you is that you will continue to be a blessing out there in the world, finding ways to share God's love as you are able, as you are blessed to be able to do. This is where the rubber hits the road with our faith, right? And so there are lots of ways these days to show Christ's love to others. And I pray that God continues to strengthen you as you do that. So, friends, stay healthy, be good to yourselves, take care of one another. It was fun chatting with you, and I'll try and do this again sooner rather than later. So anyway, take care. Have a good rest of your afternoon, and hope to see some of you Sunday. Hope to feel your presence in the online world on Sunday, and maybe I'll see some of you before then. Who knows? It's a small town. We run into each other. So, all right, dear ones, have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.